All right, so we just finished up a range session here with my buddy Mike. He's got the Archon Type B. His first experience with it was at the class I co-taught with my buddy Rick from Warhog, and my first experience with it was at SHOT Show. And one of the things I noticed about it at SHOT was that the faster you shot, like, you really saw how flat the gun. You know, if you shot a shot or two, you didn't appreciate the flat shootingness, for lack of a better word, of the gun. But the faster I shot, it's like, wow. And then when I did the class with Rick, I ran his all weekend, and we didn't really do much, many time drills, right? You were in that class, there was nothing really time with different levels of shooters.
After the day, we had those competition type things, but other than that, no.
Yeah, so we didn't do anything timed, and I never got a chance to get back behind the gun and kind of shoot it faster, right? So today, and you'll see, I'll edit it into this video. All right, back out on the range with the Archon Type B. My buddy Mike was good enough to loan it to me. He picked one up after the class we did with Rick from Warhog up in Connecticut. So we're gonna shoot the test. 10 yards, 10 rounds, 10 seconds. The goal is 90 or better, all right? And we'll see how this shakes out, all right? 563. So I normally shoot this drill, and I should have said this in the beginning, around 7 seconds with a Glock. So I did it in 563. So I cut a second and a half off my time with the Archon. And you can really feel the gun return back to zero. Let's go take a look at the target. Again, it's 90 or better to pass, or the other way to score is if you use the Larry Vickers method, is keep it all in the black. So using the Larry's method, I wouldn't have made it because I got one outside the black. But using Ken Hackathorn, who came up with the drill, his method is 90 or better, right? So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we're down 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's a 95. So 95 with the Archon Type B, 10 yards, 10 rounds, 10 seconds. All right, so now Mike's gonna run it. Again, 10 yards, 10 rounds, 10 seconds. 90 or better, or keep them all in the black. Yep. Shooter ready? Yep. Time to beat 563 and a 95. Stand by. Time 4:30. Got a couple out of the black. So let's see, did he get 90 or better? So down 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 93.
Not great, not bad.
Yeah, you should have had them all in the black, but even, you know, it's still a pretty good score. And the time, again, if we can get it on the camera here, 4:30. So that's probably your best time. Definitely better than your Glocks, I would say.
I would definitely say so as well.
We shot the test, 10 yards, 10 rounds, 10 seconds, and I shot probably the best test time that I've ever got, which was it's in the video.
Over 5.
A little over 5 seconds, 5.5 seconds, something like that. And normally I'll do the test at 6 to 7, 6.5, 7, 7.5 maybe on a snowy day. And I only have one out of the black. And again, it's 90 or better to pass or keep them all in the black. There's 2 ways of scoring it. But I have my best time with it. So when you're shooting fast, that's where the Archon comes into itself. So, tactical, right? Stretz Tactical is my company. So I teach people how to, defend themselves or be better, law enforcement, military shooters, whatever. So for me, when you shoot people, especially with a handgun, you're going to have to shoot them fast and just keep shooting until they're no longer a threat, right? For competition, you got to shoot as fast as you can, right? The best time and the best hits and all that. And then the accuracy piece, I know, and I think I did a video on this, you can check out on my IG, the day before the class with Rick. Rick and I hit the range, and I shot like a 3.5-inch group at 25 yards with the Archon Type B. So the Archon Type B is definitely accurate, and it is very flat shooting, and you can shoot pretty fast with it. So that's my initial impressions, and some of the things I know Rick always speaks to is
reliability too.
Well, yeah.
I mean, I haven't had any malfunctions today. Between the class and today, in range days, maybe 1,000 rounds.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, not too many, but it's enough.
I only have a couple hundred rounds through the Archon altogether, I would say. But yeah, it's reliable. One of the things Rick likes to bring up is, you know, if you compare it to a Glock, right? That's the most popular pistol out there. Glock 19 is kind of the benchmarks where all other, you know, guns are kind of held to these days. It's got the grip mapping technology, right? So pull your blaster out, make sure you're clear here. So you know, it's got the grip mapping technology. I'll see if I can bring it in on the camera there. So it's got all these little wedges or diamonds or whatever that dig in your hand and they go in different directions, and that's stock. Or if you get a gun like my G45 that's kind of all rolled and specialed up, you can see I had Zev do the silicone carbide grip treatment to it, and that was like $175 or something like that. So, and you don't have to do anything to the trigger. It comes with decent sight options. There's fiber optic front sights. There's night sights. Is there another option?
Not that I know of.
I don't remember.
Maybe
I know
like a gold B, but don't quote me.
Yeah, I don't remember. And then I know Rick's got one cut for an Archon, or cut for an Acro, aimpoint Acro. So I'm sure down the line they'll be doing that. You get different color options, right? This is what, FDE?
Yeah. I thought that was cool. Different two-tone.
Yeah.
I'll have all black guns, so why not?
Yeah, so I'm the same way. I'm kind of getting away from all black guns. So, you know, serrations, got front cocking serrations, you know, and this has got the little nub cut out. And man, the first time I ever grabbed it there, and I'm not a big front press check guy, but I'm like, that's kind of cool, and it's kind of recessed, and you can kind of grab it pretty good. So yeah, it definitely offers a lot of features. So if you were to send your Glock out and get it stippled, and obviously you got to buy aftermarket sights for a Glock. And I'm not bashing on Glocks because I depend my life on a Glock on duty and off for the last 22 and a half years. But again, that's the kind of the benchmark that all other pistols are held to. Glock factory sights blow. To use Ken Hackett's term, they're slot fillers for till you get real sights. And I've seen on duty holsters the Glock factory front sights, the plastic ones I'm talking about, rip off, and then the rear ones get peened over because you're hitting door frames and car doors and whatever. So you get good sights with the Archon right out of the box, and I don't own one yet, so I'm not getting paid by Archon to say all this stuff, and he paid for his. So this isn't like a, hey, I got one for free and I'm talking about it.
You do get 4 mags on like Glock.
Yeah, there's another one. You get 4 mags in it, carrying
steel,
case.
Or aluminum, whatever there.
What else was in the box?
You get a marker.
You get a marker. Oh yeah, so you can mark here. Some people I've seen videos.
For the
you don't have any on you?
Yeah, it's for the bottom of the mags.
Yeah, the bottom of the mags. You can mark them. Make a number 1, a number 2, a number 10, or letter them, or whatever. So people have done videos and they're like, whoa, they give me a marker, what the hell? And like they don't even realize it's to mark the bottom of the mag, so they're nice enough to throw that in. So that's kind of my initial impressions. Anything else you got?
No, I mean, I'm enjoying it. I've been a Glock guy since day one. Basically, I got my first pistol permit instruction with Kenny probably a year later. It's like 6-7 years now. I love the gun so far. It's a change. Like I said, I have God knows how many Glock 19s. 1734, but it's just different. And hopefully looking forward to them coming out with maybe like full size and then a compact too. So who knows?
Yeah, and I've kind of heard different things. There might, maybe they will down the road, but
stipple might be another thing too.
Or a
texture. Yeah,
or they, I'll use the comparison terms, a Glock 43 size or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's our initial impressions, and I know there's a lot of Glock haters out there for no other reason than they just, I don't like that for, whatever. They don't like the way it looks or whatever, so it's another option for you, and they do offer a law enforcement discount. I want to say it's 20%, don't quote me on that, but you can hit up Archon and kind of find out what the deal is there, and if you're, you hit up Rick Hogg, his website, Warhog with 2 G's, WARHOGG.com. Rick has loaner pistols. He's got like a plethora of Archon Type B. So if you want to run one in Rick's classes, I know he did it. That's how Mike got introduced to it and ran it all weekend, and I ran one for that weekend. So just another option out there if you're not a Glock guy. And again, I'm not, nothing bad against the Glock. I'll probably continue to get one, but I'm definitely going to add an Archon at some point. Everything's about money right now. I threw a lot of money into this Roland or Foland special I got. So and you know how that is. Just always buying a new gun or tweaking shit and playing with it, and especially being an instructor, right? People always ask you, well, what about a compensator, right? I'm this gun's got the compensator and all of that good stuff and the red dot, and so, a good instructor, you should have some experience running these different guns. And when people ask you, what about this, what about that, I don't lie. I'll say if I don't know, hey, I don't know, or I'll try to get back to you. But I like to be well-rounded and have as much information out there as possible. So, but yeah, Archon Type B, check it out.